Let's get it. This is Revan Whittaker with Sage FT. I am the founder, creator of the live trading desk and sageft.com. Let's just dive right into the review for Pi Day. Pi Day. Wow, what a day. All right, so when we came in, there were already a green bar or two on the 4-hour chart. So the thought is, okay, be careful. That's a lot of green bars, right? And so then it was kind of a hurry up and wait for it to dump, and it never dumped, so they bought it. Waiting for it to dump. Where's it at? Where are we at? We're at here. Look, it just was like, okay, but following this low-to-low trend line, we are absolutely a buyer on the trend line, and there were a lot of great trades in the smaller time frames because we finally moved into position one to the upside on the 15 minutes. So we'll get to what we think about what it's going to do in the future here in a minute. Let's look at how we saw it on first. Let's look at the KISS chart. All right, so it turns, pushes through. So the fractal overnight turned right off the open. They bought it. This would be the Globex open. Okay, so right here is the Globex open, and it's sell, and the second that they opened it, it was a huge bar, flipping the algorithms to a buy. And so what you wanted to do is you wanted to be very careful. You wanted to be long here. You could sell here because it would put it back into position one, sell side. So and then maybe get a pointer, a few points, and then it trails out and stops, goes counter trend. We call this fractal up. And so then the way that you trade this is you're looking for only longs after about 6:45 a.m. on the 2-minute chart. So let's go to the 2-minute chart. Let's take a look and see if we can find what the heck I'm talking about. All right, so 6:45 a.m., right about here. You don't want to be short anything anymore. And so the reason that we call it the fractal on the 15-minute chart, this is where all of this comes together. Because we trade fractally, right, to minimize risk, okay, mitigate risk also, if you want to say it that way. What we want to do is we want to wait till everything turns, statistically speaking, in the direction of one single contextual move, right? And so if you look here, if we go back to the 15-minute chart, I said we really only want to be looking for longs after about 6:45 a.m. All right, now, let me zoom in because it all turns green again. Right here, it all pushes up. This is a 1 SMA or line on close. This is the 8 EMA. This is the 20 SMA. And because in context, this initial move off of the close of Thursday, there was no signs of sellers anywhere. If you look at the bars on the 15-minute chart, right here, it was just a big green bar, and anyone that had stops below it never got stopped out, so they trailed it out, and they're probably still long. So we rejoined them around 6:45, 7 a.m. Let's go down into the 2-minute chart, and let's take a look at what the hell this guy's talking about. All right. Because we trade on the 15-minute chart, we enter on the 2-minute chart. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait till it all lines up. Well, if we're looking for longs on the 15-minute, I can't go long until here. And then anytime it turns back green, I just want to trade it green, right? Now, you could counter trend if you're, let's say you're level 500, level 600, right? Let's say you're a really, really good trader. You've proven your edge. You've also proven that if you trade counter trend, it is not negative EV, meaning it doesn't degrade your returns, right? So then you'd want to go back into your longs, right? Look, we come right down into our 200 simple moving average. Bink. Turn everything back green. So then you're looking just for your next trade, whatever your next trade is. Okay, we called this, everybody in the room called this top here. That's why we have it circled. It was so great. It came back down, came back into the VWAP, which is this dotted line. Okay, third touch of the VWAP. Look, we have it circled here. It's all laid out. Folks, I trade from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. my data says keep trading, right? I want to. This is important, right? You want to figure out. Okay, who am I going to follow? Okay, are you going to follow a guy where after 3 trades, his data says, hey, he should better stop trading because he'll probably lose the next 3? Okay, the marginal utility of my next trade doesn't degrade. The marginal utility of my next trade is parabolic. It is linear, not parabolic. At X number of trades, does it begin to lose or increase at a decreasing rate? No. We hit new equity highs on the accounts on the last trade as we came into the closing bell, or the last. I quit at 3:30, right? So we just keep taking the trades because now. So how do we know when we're a professional? How do you know, right? When you don't even think about how much money was made, lost, it doesn't matter. And the only thing you're thinking about is, damn, did I follow the process? Damn, did I get all the trades that I should have? How can I catch those ones that I missed? Okay, how can I stay out of the ones that I got to stop out in? I had one stop out today. It was a very quick 2 points. And then what I said was, right after the stop out on the stream, I said, okay, so now the way that I think about a stop out is when I take a stop out, I may take another stop out right afterwards. But what I'm thinking of is, think of how good the next trade is going to be. That's not only going to make up for that, but it's going to put me way back into the green. The confidence comes from the data. It's called load lock, right? Lack of data equals lack of confidence. We're going to get you the data to build you the confidence. The only way you're going to figure this out is screen time and work your ass off when the market's closed. You do what your coach tells you, right? Oh, I haven't talked to my coach in a while. Okay, well, keep floundering. There's people that are going to pass right by you. It's going to piss you off. Well, I started trading before him. Okay, well, you're doing different work. All right. So now I want to point something else out. We were narrow range, I think, all day long. Did we ever get outside of narrow range? We did, just barely right at the end. Oh, that's beautiful. But I want to show you this. The Keltner channels held basically all day long, right? And remember, the narrative in the room was there's going to be some times when it goes with the trend that it's just going to ride the Keltner channel, right? So what it did, think about it. We were trying to be long after 7 a.m. And so this time it ran the Keltner channels up, right? And so then you think to yourself, well, where do I buy? Right there. I said that's what we have to do with the trend. You don't want to sell to open on the upper Keltner. You want to sell to close on the upper Keltner. You want to buy to open on the lower Keltner, right? When you can clearly define the trend, which we could after 7 a.m. The context was there was no sellers after the opening bell at 6 p.m. last night. If you didn't see it in real time, I want you to go back and look at the first 10 bars, the first 10, 15-minute bars. Okay, you're going to go, oh, yeah, they bought every single time. Like you if you're just starting out, that's what it looks like. Mm-hmm. Start from there. All of you. Okay. So now I was going to say something about what we thought was going to happen next here. All right, let's take a look. All right. So on both of these, we clearly, I have it all marked out. Isn't it crazy? Like, oh no, how, wait, what? Wait. I want to remind you on the daily chart, folks, we could go position 1 down for the first time in 15 months. This is a big deal. No, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. Okay, but I want to do this. Watch this. We're close. And if this pushes down into, remember where we're at, the order block that is the largest of the sequence, right over here, right? That would push us into position 1. But look how long it's been since we've been position 1 down. Okay, so we're in March now, March 15th, right, of 2025. Okay, here's March of 2024. Look at this. Okay, over here, make sure you guys can see it. Yep, look at this. So it went, it couldn't even muster position 1 down because the 200 was so strong. And then springboarded above it, and there was no slowing it down again. All right, so now, remember, this would be minus 20, 22%, something like that. Remember this, we left this here for that. So we have to get through this first, or we go right up here, back into the high volume bar. That's going to do it for me. It's been a wonderful week. I am super green. You guys can see it. Here's how the week ended up. Okay, so the 300,000 is plus 5,734. There's a brand new 250. We're plus 969. Brand new 100 plus 762. The 150 is plus 5296. The take profit is plus 713. Apex is plus 815. MFFU is plus 851. The straight to funded on Tradeify is plus 331. And my live account, okay, so the starting balance, I believe on the 13th of February or the 11th of February, was $207. Okay. Now, so 207, this is my master account for all of the slave accounts here in the copier. I'm going to add more. Okay, once you find out where you're supposed to trade, you just put size on it. When you find your A++ setup, you put size on it. Okay, so the way that it works is every $200. So at 407, I added a contract. So now I'm at 2 contracts, 2 micros. When I get to 607, it'll be 3 contracts. But there's a multiplier on the copier. Okay, so when it's time to lever up, here's how I lever up. From my live account, that's 2 contracts, right? So double these numbers. When I get to 607, triple these numbers. These numbers will scale down because you don't want to keep it right when you're in these funded accounts. You don't want to keep scaling up too quickly because, right? So I'll scale these down as slow as I can, but we're going to step on the gas. You guys are going to see an account that was $207. Okay. Just keep that number in mind. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say a freaking word. It's just going to happen. But what I'm going to say is, I don't know how many people on the internet trade with their live account and then have master. The master is a live account to the slaves that are either in funded or eval accounts. So I'm just showing you that's what I do. Now, I also want to show everyone there's no sorting it out. Look, I'm not hiding 10 losing accounts for the day. You guys can ask me at any time to see what's underneath here. Hey, Rev, normally you show what's underneath. Can you show us real quick? Abso-frickin-lutely. That's going to do it for me. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. I can't wait for Monday to shred this up. Don't trade against me. It's not going to work. I'll see everybody Monday morning.